Have you ever stood up from a chair and felt your legs weren't as strong as they used to be? Or maybe you've noticed that walking up the stairs leaves you feeling more tired than before. It happens to so many of us. One day, you feel strong and steady, and then, little by little, things start to change. Your balance isn't what it used to be. Your joints feel stiff in the morning. You find yourself avoiding certain movements because they feel harder than before. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be this way. Slowing down with age is normal, but losing your ability to move freely and confidently is not. Meet George, a 74-year-old retired teacher. He used to love walking around his neighborhood every morning, but over the past few years, things started to feel different. His knees ached more, he felt wobbly stepping off curbs, and one day, he almost fell just trying to step over a small rug. That moment shook him. He realized that if he didn't do something, he might end up losing his independence. That's when he discovered a simple truth. You don't have to accept weakness as part of aging. You can fight back. Today, we'll share 7 powerful strategies that can help you regain strength, improve balance, and move with confidence, no matter your age. The best part? You won't need a gym, fancy equipment, or hours of exercise. Just a few minutes a day can make a huge difference. Stick with us, because by the end of this video, you'll have practical, easy-to-follow steps that you can start using right away. And if you want to stay active, independent, and pain-free for years to come, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more life-changing tips. Let's get started. Strategy number 1. Build strength to stay independent. George always believed that as long as he kept walking, his legs would stay strong. But when his knees started aching, he found himself walking less. And as he walked less, his legs became even weaker. Simple things like getting up from a chair or climbing the stairs felt harder. That's when he learned something surprising. Walking alone isn't enough to keep your muscles strong. As we age, we naturally lose muscle if we don't use it. This loss of muscle is one of the biggest reasons people start to feel weak and unsteady. But the good news is, you can rebuild strength at any age. You don't need a gym, heavy weights, or long workouts. In fact, just 5 minutes a day of simple exercises can make a huge difference. Think of your muscles like the foundation of a house. If they're strong, everything feels stable and secure. But when they weaken, your balance suffers, your joints take on more strain, and even basic movements, like standing up or taking a short walk, start to feel exhausting. By keeping your muscles strong, you'll be able to walk longer without tiring out, reduce strain on your knees and hips, and move with more confidence. One of the easiest exercises to start with is the seated leg lift. Sit in a sturdy chair, keep your feet flat on the floor, and slowly lift one leg straight in front of you. Hold for a few seconds, then lower it back down. Do this 10 times on each leg. It may seem small, but these simple movements add up fast. Over time, they can improve your strength, reduce pain, and help you stay independent longer. George started with just a few minutes of these exercises every day. Within weeks, he noticed a difference. His legs felt stronger, and he wasn't as afraid of losing his balance. And the best part? He was able to enjoy his morning walks again. If you want to feel stronger and move with ease, start today. Just 5 minutes can change your future. Now, let's talk about the next critical step, improving your balance. Strategy number 2. Improve your balance to prevent falls. George never really thought about balance until the day he almost fell. He had stepped onto a small rug in his living room, and for a moment, his foot slipped. He caught himself just in time, but the scare was enough to make him think. What if he hadn't been able to stop the fall? What if next time he wasn't so lucky? The truth is, balance isn't something we notice until we start to lose it. And for many people, that happens slowly over time. One day, stepping off a curb feels a little shaky. Another day, you feel unsteady reaching for something on a high shelf. Then, suddenly, you start avoiding certain movements because they feel risky. Falls are one of the biggest dangers as we age. They can lead to serious injuries, long hospital stays, and even a loss of independence. But here's the good news. Balance is something you can train and improve, no matter your age. Just like building muscle, practicing balance exercises for a few minutes each day can help you stay steady on your feet. One of the easiest ways to start is with the toothbrush trick. While brushing your teeth, try standing on one foot for 10 seconds, then switch to the other foot. If that feels too hard, lightly hold onto the sink for support. Over time, as your balance improves, try using less support. Another great exercise is the heel-to-toe walk. Find a straight line. Your hallway or kitchen floor works well. Walk slowly, placing one foot directly in front of the other, heel to toe. This simple movement improves coordination and strengthens the small stabilizing muscles in your legs and feet. When George started doing these exercises, he noticed a big difference. He no longer hesitated when stepping off a curb or walking across an uneven sidewalk. He felt more confident, more in control. If you've ever felt unsteady or hesitant while walking, now is the time to take action. Just a few minutes a day can keep you moving safely and independently. And while balance is essential, there's another key factor to staying active and pain-free: keeping your joints flexible. Let's talk about that next. Strategy number 3. Keep your joints flexible to reduce stiffness and pain. Every morning, George would wake up and feel stiffness in his knees, fingers, and lower back. Some days, even getting out of bed felt like a challenge. He thought this was just a normal part of aging, something he had to accept. But he was wrong. Your joints are like door hinges. If they don't move, they get stiff and creaky. The less you move, the worse it gets. Stiffness turns into discomfort. Discomfort turns into pain, and eventually, you start avoiding movement altogether. But here's the key. The right kind of movement can actually help reduce stiffness and pain, not make it worse. Gentle daily movement keeps your joints lubricated, improves flexibility, and prevents stiffness from taking over. The best part? You don't need intense workouts or long routines. Just a few simple movements each day can keep you feeling mobile and pain-free. A great way to start is with morning ankle and wrist circles. Before even getting out of bed, try this. Move your feet in circles 10 times in each direction. Then do the same with your wrists. This wakes up your joints, improves circulation, and makes it easier to start your day with less stiffness. Another excellent option is walking in water. If you have access to a pool, walking back and forth in the shallow end can relieve joint pressure while still allowing you to move freely. Water supports your body, reducing strain on your knees, hips, and lower back while keeping your muscles engaged. George started incorporating these simple movements into his daily routine, and within weeks, he felt a difference. His morning stiffness wasn't as bad, and his knees didn't ache as much after walking. He no longer felt like his body was working against him. If you ever feel stiff, sluggish, or achy, don't stop moving. Find the right movements instead. Keeping your joints healthy is one of the best things you can do for long-term mobility and independence. But there's something just as important that many people overlook: the power of nutrition for strong bones and joints. Let's explore that next. Strategy number 4. Fuel your body with the right nutrition for stronger bones and joints. George had always been told that drinking milk was enough to keep his bones strong. But as he got older, he realized that wasn't the full story. Despite getting plenty of calcium, he still felt his joints getting stiffer, and his bones didn't feel as strong as they once were. That's when he learned that bone and joint health isn't just about calcium. It's about the right combination of nutrients. As we age, our bones naturally lose density, making them more fragile. Our joints also start to wear down, leading to stiffness and discomfort. But the good news is, the right diet can slow down this process, reduce pain, and keep your body strong. The most important nutrients for bone and joint health include vitamin D. Without enough vitamin D, your body can't absorb calcium properly. The best sources? Sunlight, fatty fish like salmon, and fortified dairy products. Collagen and omega-3s. Collagen helps keep joints flexible, while omega-3s reduce inflammation. You can get these from bone broth, fish, and foods like walnuts and flax seeds. Magnesium. This mineral is just as important as calcium for bone strength, yet many people don't get enough. Foods like spinach, almonds, and whole grains can help. One mistake many people make is relying on supplements without focusing on their diet. While supplements can be helpful, they work best when combined with real, whole foods. George started making small changes, eating more leafy greens, adding salmon to his meals, and spending more time outside for natural vitamin D. Over time, his joints felt less stiff, and his bones felt stronger. If you want to keep moving with ease, don't just focus on exercise. Fuel your body with the right nutrients. And while eating well is essential, there's something else that plays a huge role in how your body feels every day: reducing stress and improving your mental well-being. Let's talk about that next. Strategy number 5. Reduce stress and improve mental well-being for a healthier body. George had always been an active and social person, but after retiring, he noticed something strange. He wasn't just feeling more physically tired, he was feeling mentally drained. Some days, he felt unmotivated to move, and on other days, he struggled with sleep. At first, he thought it was just part of aging, but then he learned something important. Mental health and physical health are deeply connected. When we're stressed, our bodies release a hormone called cortisol. In small amounts, it's not a problem, but chronic stress can weaken muscles, make joints feel stiffer, and even reduce bone density. It also affects sleep, and without proper rest, your body can't heal and recover the way it should. The good news is that reducing stress doesn't have to be complicated. One of the simplest things you can do is practice deep breathing. Just 5 minutes of slow, deep breaths can lower cortisol levels and help you feel more relaxed. George started doing this before bed, and almost immediately, he noticed he was sleeping better. Another great way to improve mental well-being is staying socially active. Studies show that older adults who regularly connect with friends, family, or even community groups tend to stay healthier, both physically and mentally. Loneliness, on the other hand, can lead to increased inflammation in the body, which can worsen joint pain and make movement harder. George also started keeping a gratitude journal, writing down 3 things he was thankful for every night. It might sound simple, but focusing on positive moments helped him feel more motivated and energetic. If you ever feel unmotivated, overwhelmed, or just not like yourself, take a moment to check in on your mental well-being. A calm mind leads to a stronger body. And now that we've talked about stress, let's move on to another important factor in staying active: getting better sleep for better movement. Strategy number 6. Improve your sleep to boost energy and mobility. George used to think that waking up tired was just a part of getting older. No matter how early he went to bed, he still felt sluggish in the morning. His joints were stiffer, his muscles felt weak, and some days, he just didn't have the energy to move the way he wanted. But then he discovered something surprising. Poor sleep wasn't just making him tired. It was actually affecting his strength, balance, and overall mobility. When we sleep, our bodies go through a natural repair process. Muscles rebuild, joints recover, and our brain resets for the next day. But as we age, sleep patterns change. Many older adults experience lighter, more fragmented sleep, making it harder for the body to fully recover. The result? More stiffness, more pain, and less motivation to move. One of the biggest factors that affect sleep is screen time before bed. The blue light from phones, TVs, and tablets interferes with melatonin, the hormone that helps us fall asleep. George started turning off his devices at least an hour before bed, and within a few days, he noticed a difference. He fell asleep faster and woke up feeling more rested. Another simple habit that helped was keeping a consistent bedtime. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day, even on weekends, helped regulate his body's internal clock. Over time, his sleep became deeper and more refreshing. Certain foods also support better sleep. Warm herbal teas, like chamomile, help relax the body, while foods rich in magnesium, like bananas and almonds, can ease muscle tension and promote relaxation. George made small changes to his evening routine, swapping late-night snacks for a handful of almonds and drinking a calming tea before bed. The result? He woke up feeling stronger, more flexible, and more energized for his daily movements. If you've been struggling with sleep, making small adjustments to your routine could be the key to waking up with less pain and more energy. Now that we've covered the importance of sleep, let's talk about one final strategy: staying active in a way that fits your lifestyle, so movement becomes a natural part of your day. Strategy number 7. Stay active in a way that fits your lifestyle. George had tried different exercise routines before, but nothing seemed to stick. Some were too intense, others felt boring, and many just didn't fit into his daily routine. He knew staying active was important, but he needed something that felt natural, something he actually enjoyed. That's when he realized, the best exercise is the one you'll keep doing. Staying active doesn't mean forcing yourself into a rigid workout plan. It means finding movement that fits into your life in a way that feels enjoyable and sustainable. Some people love walking in the park, others enjoy gardening, and some prefer dancing to their favorite music in the living room. Every bit of movement counts, and the more you enjoy it, the more likely you are to keep doing it. One easy way to stay active is to build movement into everyday tasks. Instead of sitting while watching TV, George started doing simple seated exercises. While waiting for his coffee to brew, he would do a few leg lifts or gentle stretches. These small movements added up, and over time, they made a real difference. Another great way to stay active is to set small, achievable goals. Instead of aiming for an hour-long workout, George focused on moving for just 5 to 10 minutes at a time. He started with short walks around his neighborhood and slowly built up to longer strolls. Because he wasn't pushing himself too hard, he actually enjoyed the process and stuck with it. Social activities can also help keep you moving. Walking with a friend, joining a dance class, or even playing with grandchildren makes movement feel fun instead of like a chore. When exercise is tied to something enjoyable, it no longer feels like an obligation. It becomes something to look forward to. If you've ever struggled to stay consistent with exercise, try shifting your focus. Instead of thinking about workouts, think about movement. Find something you enjoy, start small, and be consistent. Over time, movement will become a natural part of your life, keeping you strong, independent, and full of energy. Now, let's wrap everything up and talk about how you can start putting these strategies into action today. Bringing it all together, your path to strength, balance, and independence. George never imagined that small, simple changes could make such a big difference. But after applying these strategies, building muscle strength, improving balance, keeping his joints flexible, fueling his body with the right nutrition, managing stress, improving sleep, and staying active in a way that fit his lifestyle, he felt like a new person. His legs felt stronger, he moved with more confidence, and most importantly, he no longer feared losing his independence. The best part? None of these strategies required hours of intense exercise or drastic lifestyle changes. It all started with small, consistent actions, just a few minutes a day. And over time, those small efforts added up to big results. Now it's your turn. You don't have to accept weakness, stiffness, or loss of mobility as an unavoidable part of aging. You have the power to stay strong, active, and independent for years to come. Start with just one strategy. Maybe it's a 5-minute strength routine, a simple balance exercise while brushing your teeth, or swapping out a late-night snack for a sleep-friendly alternative. Whatever you choose, the key is to start. And if you found these tips helpful, don't stop here. Hit the like button and subscribe for more simple, life-changing tips on staying active and pain-free. Share this video with a friend or family member who could use a little extra motivation. Together, we can make aging a time of strength, freedom, and movement, not limitation. Now, what's the first small change you're going to make today? Let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear your story.